Okay, how's everybody? Hong Kai, why don't you update us?
So I'm still writing down the pedagogical documentation based on our last two meetings. And I think I want to finish the first cut by today. So
Okay.
I will send it out by today.
Fantastic.
You
want to show us or?
No, it's not really yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the our work scope, right? That we did. Not so much the Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter is done already, right? Okay, let me pull up the Kickstarter. Yeah, this is cut 3. So this is so you can see we are already having a rhythm, right? We meet once a week. So, we keep to this rhythm is very good. I think Tuesday is very good for all of us, right? Since on Monday we sort out all our stuff. So Tuesday is very good. And Hong Kai, you're already assigning Tuesday, Wednesday for this project, right? Jen, sorry. So I think let's synchronize Tuesday and Wednesday for this project, and then Thursday is the youth stewardship. For me, I'm trying to, because my brain is going all over the place. I think I had a little bit of a brain fog the other day. It's because I have my other projects as well. So close. So we will lock it down and synchronize BB LightHouse for Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, Joy has joined us. Yeah? Hello, Joy. How are you? Yep. So Hong Kai, we try and keep like 1 hour, so that we don't take up everybody's time and everybody starts to be a little bit more independent about their own work streams. Okay. So, but Hong Kai, you have to watch it together with Joy, but Joy is having full-time job, right? So this is so I don't know if Joy, are you in already, Joy?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're saying that we will try to keep this rhythm where we have Tuesdays for BB LightHouse, and we keep the session to 1 hour, and then every week we just catch up with where everybody is, their contributions and where the work stream is. And eventually we should be able to track each of our own workflows, okay, or our collective workflow. So this is how we're going to do it. Hong Kai is already finishing up his write-up of this pedagogical inquiry. Okay, so his first cut should be out by today. Then we can all look at it and give comments. Hong Kai, are you writing it as how many pages?
You said 1 to 2 pages, right?
Okay, so you got there. Yeah. Fantastic. So once we have that, what is the next step for us to do?
The next step. I thought we were supposed to show this to the learning support unit.
Okay. You want to publish it on the website already, or you still want to get their comments first before we publish it?
I think we can publish it first, and then once we get their comments, we can continue to evolve it.
Okay. So we're going to bravely do this evolution journey. Okay, so in there it will. So once you have the first cut and you get everybody's comments, and then once you freeze your write-up, then it means between now and next week, we should be able to get our website up. Okay. So this Kickstarter, we will just continue it. I've already uploaded this on the Google Drive. If you feel like any of you want to take over this one now, I think it's a good time for me to hand over, and y'all can develop this already. So between you and Joy, who would like to take charge of this pack?
Which one?
This one, this Kickstarter.
Oh, this Kickstarting.
Because I finished my documentation already. So my piece is up to here. Okay. So I also documented up to last week, and then after that the result is your write-up already, right? So this piece is done already, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then even this work scope, we all agreed already, right? So it's done already. So this work schedule, maybe Hong Kai, you can fill this up because you're in charge of the
Okay.
work schedule. So the work
Yep.
schedule and the SMM, basically you're watching it, you have most familiarity. And now the SMM requires us to have the ART test results, right? So you just build it all in there, and then we can just send it to Mr. Lau Kai Ming, right?
Okay.
Never mind, nobody's going. You're not mentioning names yet. Okay, so we'll send it to the school, and then so you just tidy this up to what this is intending to do is, okay, so we say our meetings are going to be on Tuesday, so we all dedicate Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, and then we catch up, and then everybody else do their own work streams and track their own work progress the rest of the week. I think that's the best way, isn't it? Right. So Joy, you're comfortable with this? So Joy, you take on only what you can, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't feel like you have to do so much as well as everybody else who is on full-time on this project, okay? So for you, you just observe, and then after that, you can let us know where is the piece that you think, you would like to contribute, and then you just commit to that, and that will be good enough. Okay? So this is how we have also invited several other youth stewards in Singapore into the youth stewardship program. So this morning, I already sent out all the email invites together with Joy, right? So if they find an interest in the BB LightHouse, Hong Kai, we will also extend the invitation for them to help and accelerate building this whole system. Okay, so worksite currently we only have one. So my intention here, Hong Kai, is for you to do the typology for this space, because it's part of the placemaking. So it can be empty for now, but as it goes on, so that when somebody gets this Kickstarter, right, it has a connection between this inquiry and the space as a placemaking connection. Okay. So it's a typology. It's a pedagogical typology. So it's not actually the actual thing itself. But if you want to add in any more slides to illustrate, you can as well. Okay.
Okay.
Work files are already here. So I think this is still under you, right? This whole organization of all these work files, because I've already organized it also. I think you take care of this, the whole governance piece.
Okay.
Joy,
Yes.
are you there? Yeah. I think you might be here, the business processes and the workflows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am missing something here, I think I didn't specifically do it, but I think we need to do something for budget,
Okay.
funding, finance matters. Okay, so I'm adding it here.
Okay. So for the workflow,
Yeah. I think you'll be the best person to tell us how to organize it after you see how we're working. Yeah, and then if you think there are solutions that are suitable that the BB LightHouse Keepers and Ambassadors can learn, and use, So as a start, we are using the basic PowerPoint, Excel, Google folder. Okay, so Allan and Tasha, you have to get into knowing how to use Google Drive. Are you all comfortable with Google Drive as it is now? Allan and Tasha. Oh yeah, Allan's thumbs up there. Okay, very good. So this is.
I might have to learn how to use it.
You know how to use it?
I think I might have to learn how to.
You have to learn how to use it. Okay, so you can learn from Joy. Joy.
Yes.
can you help coach Tasha to learn Google Drive
Okay.
and accessing like the Google Drive, her email, huh? Tasha, huh? I think you need a little bit of revision for that as well, right? Your email.
Okay. Also,
Allan, you're very comfortable with the technology, right, Allan? Yeah, yeah. So the other thing is, Hong Kai, Allan and Tasha and yourself have also written a lot of work. Can you help compile and pop them in this work files? Feel free to change the taxonomy, although it's maybe okay. Keep to this taxonomy because the Bilberries LightHouse development guidelines and kind of like the governance structure that I've communicated is according to this taxonomy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we keep to this taxonomy so that if we replicate or scale BB LightHouse, we can see that everybody is kind of following the same filing structure. But if this is getting, yeah, so this filing structure is very much towards when I was drafting the board paper, saying, okay, this is what it's about, all the developmental stuff, this is the operational stuff, so the implementation of it and then how we track it. So everything that is required for that is here. And then I just park all the legal stuff essentially here.
Okay.
So that it's easy to find, you know, the legal grounding. So the legal, like I said, whatever we do in every jurisdiction is the legality that is kind of grounding the participation, the social and economic participation. So that's why it's structured like this. Then the development guidelines is essentially like the thinking, right? And it's more visionary, and our vision also has concreteness in it, but it doesn't have the specifics according to the community or the country, you know. So then everything here is where is the application, the global piece. Okay. Then here, so Joy, we will issue you a Bilberries Blue email account so that you can then access this. However, I have parked this on One Love and given your access. Okay. The idea of giving everybody a Bilberries Blue account is the unity of it is actually Bilberries Blue, because we have the apprenticeship program. We have the yeah, this is where my brain is twisted already. So One Love is really the organization where we're organizing everything, but Tube and the Bilberries Blue is really the framework. You understand already? Yeah. So Joy, you kind of take a while to get your head around, but as you see, you will become more and more familiar with the materials.
okay. For the workflow side, what kind of like how do you?
Good question here. So I'm going to pause this. So this is hang on, save. I'm going to stop share here. I will show you the work flows or the work scope that we had done. That was quite detailed. So hang on, I'm not really sure why it's not pulling up. I think with Zoom everything kind of slows down. I'll try again, okay? Hong Kai, meanwhile, you chat with the others while I'm trying to look for this.
Oh. Okay.
Like maybe you just continue, or you update me about the letters and all that. I'll keep listening while I'll keep
the letters. I haven't started writing out the story for the letters. So, and we haven't arranged a date to meet up this week for Allan and Tasha. I think after I finish the pedagogical documentation, I would create the story based on the letters, and then I'll send it to both of them, Joy as well, to see how they would want to continue creating the plot for the story, the narrative for the story. I'll start off an introduction first, and then I'll generate some questions for them to think about how they will want to continue with the backstory for Bilberries LightHouse. I think it'll be based on what was written inside the documents, the previous documents. Is it the school, the purpose document? I think there was a backstory.
This is very interesting, huh? This is very interesting. What? Tell me the logic again. How does it work? So we are all collectively writing a story.
At the start so the story is based on what Tasha and Allan and we shared when we shared about the letters with each other. So based on those things that we talked about, I wanted to use them as a starting point for our narrative behind the programs that which we will co-create later on. So this story it is supposed to allow our participants or the ambassadors to better understand the context of Bilberries LightHouse. It's why it was created, and the beliefs and the values that the keepers have. So then with that as a context, I think it'll be easier for us to at least direct how we want to co-create down the road. So in terms of the activities and the content for the library itself, I think at least we won't be so lost. There will be what do you call it? A reference point for everyone to be aligned with, and just support each other throughout the way, especially when it comes to co-creation, because co-creation sometimes when not everyone is on the same page, it gets very it's always like two steps forward, one step back. So I think it's important that this narrative helps us to realign ourselves whenever we are feeling lost. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So it's like a
compass.
It's a compass, and you're writing it as a story. It's a beautiful process, Hong Kai. Haven't seen it before. It's very, very powerful. I like it a lot. Because most times it would be written by one person, right? And after that, what people would say, I'll cascade it down, all these values alignment statements and mission statement and all that. And then, but it hasn't really gone through a process. But and this one you're really involving everybody. You're going very deep in understanding, right? And through writing that letter and then having a dialogue. And then it allows that evolution of it. At the same time, kind of reminding people, hey, this was the starting point. This was the reason we had set it up. If along the way we kind of get lost and overexcited about other things, right? So, and then you're actually also capturing the voice of Allan, Natasha, and yourself, right? And you actually starting from my backstory.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
create. I cannot find. I remember I saw the document inside the one.
Yeah. So the backstory, and then I remember I said to you that your write-up and your reflection should continue to be also part of the development guidelines, like all these things. So Joy, structurally, what we have is something we call the development side. These are like the core tenets of things, structural things. Operational things will be more like the doing. So anyway, all these things have become more clear as it goes along. So when I talk to Hong Kai about, okay, this piece of writing, put it under here, it means it's actually a foundational structural piece. It's not just an implementation piece of work.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's just the concept first.
Yeah. And what Hong Kai is talking about is really capturing the values, the backstory, and the values not just from like an ideation even. It's very participative. It's like it's specifically Allan and Tasha, specifically the keepers' own statements, or insights. So Hong Kai, I think you need to weave in Joy's voice as well. So as the lighthouse keepers come in, right? You have to weave in as the ambassadors come in. You have to. So Hong Kai is using this process basically to build the community. Right? Very powerful, Hong Kai. You almost have to kind of write it down that way also.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's too much writing, don't bother. Just keep doing. It's more important.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually for the workflow is based on the mission statement of Lighthouse Keeper. So I need to wait for Hong Kai settle down the previous task, then I can work on the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just, what you do is you also contribute as a lighthouse keeper. So you're not just an observer. So as Hong Kai is getting the storytelling and all that for Tasha and Allan and himself, you also need to write a piece. So it's kind of like that. And then at the same time, we have much more like an organization type of work that we need to do, like the budget, administration type of work, like as a, well, BB Lighthouse has the specifics of the pedagogical inquiry, has the specifics of this social pedagogy, right, or storytelling. It has also the governance component, what I call the governance components. It's a project that sits under a not-for-profit. So what is the meaning of that? That has to be understood by the lighthouse keepers and ambassadors as well, Hong Kai. So our educative process, right, or the work placement offering that we are offering to the ambassadors is essentially understanding a not-for-profit enterprise, a not-for-profit project in a company limited by guarantee enterprise.
Okay.
So when you know your governance, you are empowered, because then you will know how to set it up, how to what do the money things mean, So I am trying to pull it up, right? So what happened to me, I think, was that when I moved, this is I don't know, a bug or what, when I put all the files in Google Drive. Okay, let me try and get my Google Drive up. Okay, I can't seem to open the files from my own cloud anymore. I don't know why. I think that the name is too long for the drive. So anyway, okay, I'm moving you all to my Google Drive. Okay, so okay, let you all have some visibility. Start share. Okay, so like I said, I follow the files where they are parked. I put it in the company. Okay, so the company is One Love. So while your email address is Bilberries Blue, I will have to give you access to go and to use One Love. Okay, so I'm following the legality. Can you see? Now there is so I'm using this Google products to try and organize us. Okay. So you can see I got here A, B, C already, right? So this is already live. Okay. Yep. So then you can see the budget is here. The annual plan is here. I think where I parked it was operational plan. So Joy, you were asking the question of the work scope, right? Or the workflow.
Mhm.
The workflow is a design. The scope is actually here. I need to list this thing. Can somebody help me what is the view here? So you can see I have too many things on my plate already. I can't remember which one is the latest. Let me see. I have to look at the date.
You sort according to date.
Yeah, the list view is easier.
September 20. Oh, that's Kickstarter.
I think that's the latest, huh? Okay. So what? So Hong Kai, you will have to take over this spreadsheet. Okay, this file, in fact, it's kind of like our mission control file. Okay. That's how I run my projects. A lot of people ask me, how do you run so many projects? I run my projects using Excel and tabs. Okay, so it's no, and of course, hopefully Joy can turn some of these into a bit more sophisticated tools when we expand. But as a start, as a Kickstarter, at a Kickstarter level, this is how I do it. This thing is very stuck today. Very slow. Are you all seeing it? Very. So you can see that this was a work scope and planning, and we had some recordings on this already, Joy. So I organize it into corporate governance. This is what I was talking about. You have to know the legality of the project. Where is it? The context of it. Where is it nested under? Okay. So what happened? Oh, okay. This is very tough. Did Hong Kai drop off already? Are you stuck? Hang on. Let me reboot this. Did Hong Kai drop off? Okay, he did. So, Joy, even for the summer school, for the editorial board, which we haven't started, it will go through this kind of process. Okay, we understand. We write down all the work scope that is required by the project. Okay, in as much as we can envisage it, and then we write it down like that. Okay.
Well, so actually, I have the access to this Excel. Do I have access of this Excel?
Not yet. I'll give you your Bilberries Blue email first. Then after that, you can access this and you can study it. Okay. So it just basically has that. What I was showing at the top was that I was recording our meetings regarding this. Okay. But I think our rhythm is set already. So when we are kickstarting and when things are not very sure, I normally use this process. I nail it by anchoring it like this first. Okay. Then we can see this is not working today. Okay. So anyway, the second piece is essentially the budget, so that you all know, okay, all these activities that we're doing and the space that we're using and the people's time that we're using, right, has to be contextualized within the budget. So the budget, I've also written it into 5 domain areas. Okay. And there is also a write-up about the budget. So within this week, between you and Hong Kai, you all can work about where you want to park all this stuff. Okay, so that both of you can be very comfortable. And as the new lighthouse keepers come on, you also have to take them through this process, like get them familiarized with them, onboard them this way, you know, as project team members, as lighthouse keepers, they need to know what is the work scope, what is the budget. And if you look at it, Hong Kai here, I've been documenting, right? Then I see I've fallen off already, my documentation. So Hong Kai, you take over and continue this documentation, okay?
Okay.
So it's very important to see how many hours we spend. So this is time, talent, accountability, you know, resource accountability. So we are starting to essentially apply for grants already. So all these discipline will be very necessary. So as if you document as you go along, then you won't get stressed when somebody said, what have you done? Okay, I've learned this lesson. So it's good to log down everything here. Okay, so I put in a filing index here too. So Hong Kai, as the Google Drive, what do you call, expands, right? As you grow it, okay, yep. You just put it here so that everybody knows where to file their things.
Okay.
Okay. If you get very annoyed with how things are going, you can even put down specifically the file names you want people to write in. Okay, this is also from massive decades of experience of managing work teams. It's okay when the more you are specific, the more people will have a better collaborative experience. Okay, so it's not being bossy or anything. So so meeting log. So work log I've set up. This is where the work streams eventually need to flow in, and all the milestones need to come in. So Joy, I think this is where you are most experienced. Joy is not there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, here. Yeah. So after you can visualize the workflow based on even the work streams that we're working on now, then maybe you can advise us how to log this. You know, is it going to be every person logging their own work log, their time that is spent? So what we need is synchronize like our milestones, right? First, we need to have the workflow. First, we have to have the work outcome, then the workflow, and then we have to synchronize our work. Then we have to have our milestones, and each person knows exactly what they're supposed to do by when, and how much time did they spend on it, and kind of like the work that they're doing as well, the development of the work. How do we document that? So that if the board members want to come and have a look, they can. If and One Love is a company limited by guarantee, so it's actually subject to audit as well. You know, so people will want to know what is the work that we're doing, and if our work is so evolutionary and very different from everybody else, then our documentation needs to be very clear. Our work process needs to be very clear. Plus, it's very hands-off, right? We're not meeting every day, then doing work together. You know what I mean? It's not like a factory model. This one is like a studio model. So everybody is actually having your own portfolio of work, but you're also all co-creating it. So while Hong Kai is documenting it from a story level, you are actually documenting it from a workflow and milestone level. Can you see our accountability to the project? So later, when with all these evidence, we have a system, then we can either scale, that means replicate it, or we can actually be very comfortable to basically raise funds. My shift for myself is I'm going to go fundraising already. After I settle you all down and you're in a rhythm, right? And you're stable, then I'm going to go fundraising, and I will need all these materials. And the fundraising, I want to raise for everything, so that we don't need to think about funding. So that's kind of the context of all this work, if you're wondering. But it's actually very good discipline anyway for any project that you're in.
Okay. May I just know more about this work log? Yeah. So actually, I need to note down that for every single person, what he or she did, and how long it takes for him to accomplish that.
Yeah, but because we don't want to make it so like stressful and we want it enjoyable, you need to kind of think of a process where people are self-servicing. They are able to like just log in, so that it's more like if you're in art school, you have an art portfolio kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just to mention a bit about the platform I introduced to you previously. Actually, that there is a ready platform and it will also log any activity that the person did on the platform.
Yeah.
And also for the project management, the same.
Yeah, I think that's why I invited you to be part of a Lighthouse Keeper after your presentation that day to us. But where One Love is right now, I don't really have any funds until maybe October 15. We have to hear from the John Templeton Foundation whether we get it or not. I think it's quite a long shot. I don't think we will get it. But if we do, then okay, we don't have a problem anymore. But if we don't, then we have to raise funds. And in that fundraising, they will want to visualize what it is, right? So whatever it is, we still need to have a demo. And since you can't pay for it, then maybe we have to work it on Excel first. A concept of it, it doesn't have to be a full-blown thing.
Okay, actually for this one so you want me to manage it on our platform? I mean to demo on the platform, or
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
I think it's better I can try to shift, for example, I shift one of the mini project to the platform and just to do the screenshot, do the demo for you to make any proposal you want.
Yeah,
it could be easier, right?
Okay, that's kind of one way, but I'm more thinking of how would it benefit. So it's like it's more than just like one solution. So I'm more thinking about the thinking. How would you think in a situation where you don't have a solution, where you don't have this solution? I want to see your thinking that is not linked to this solution.
So
because your involvement here it's more like our part of our youth stewardship and apprentice kind. So what we do is, rather than just going into one solution, I would rather see your solution given our situation. Yeah. So Hong Kai came up. So Hong Kai sat with us for a long time. He listened, and then suddenly he found this narrative idea, and I think it's brilliant.
You mean use the Excel?
Some is an innovation, yeah. So I'm waiting for your innovation. So if you can see, I use Excel, right? So that means wherever I go, right? If I don't have a technological solution, or if I don't have a budget, I can still organize people. And I can still keep track of them. So for me, I've done it so many decades already like that, right? So in some way, I'm trying to kind of like see how you think. You know what I mean? So it's more like, what would your design be? What would your design be for this challenge? Where you have, so it may not necessarily even, yeah. So in the very old days, what we had timesheets. So I know that your solution has all this already, but it's your company solution, right? So I'm wondering what you're thinking, what your innovative thinking solution would be. But maybe you're saying, no, I think this company has already solved all these problems. I really think I should just demo it, and that is also okay. But your first thought must be,
But why do we need to log down what people did, and why do we need to log down the time for them to finish?
So when you do work that is like for Bilberries Blue, we've done a lot of knowledge development work or innovation work. Is you see my work stream also, there is like, you kind of have to know what modules you are developing, like your body of work. So everybody needs to see, we're doing, and it's intangible work, a lot of it. So if you don't log it down, suddenly you'll be like, my goodness, I spent 6 months, and maybe your work has not materialized yet. Like Hong Kai is writing it very fast. He's writing it once a week, but some kind of writing may take a long time. Maybe if you don't have inspiration, it may take a long time. So you kind of have to have a discipline of logging. Otherwise, you go into despair. That's my experience. You know, like it's kind of like a discipline or a self accountability. The other thing, of course, is when you have discipline over logging your work and timekeeping, then you will know how to be a person who knows how to build services. Because time services is based on the time. When the work is very clear already, you are just operating the model. That one is very clear. I do 2 hours, you know, doing my double entries, you know, accounts payable. Those things are very clear. Where it's a little bit more innovative and exploratory, it's not so clear. So you kind of have to track, okay, today, what did I do? So it's to kind of train the reflection as well. Like, what did I do today? You get it?
Yeah, I think I understand it, because even for my own company, we need to submit a daily report, just 2 or 3 minutes just to quickly finish it. So
Yeah.
that my boss will know that what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think it's common, but
it's similar to that, but I think this one is more about self-evaluation. It's not so much about a boss going to look at it, because I may not even look at it. Nobody may look at it, but it's to train that that self-evaluation and the practice of reflection. So that's why I was saying that maybe the answer is not so digitalized as what I've seen when you were proposing to us, because it becomes very mechanical. So this one is more like Hong Kai, jump in and help me if you know what I'm saying.
Actually, the workflow, no matter whether you digitalize it or not, it's already there. Even you don't use Excel, you can use paper to do it, as long as you meet, right? So the workflow is always there. So actually, the digitalization just means that we just automate all those parts that may not be a value add. For example, that you ask people to do it manually, but it's some mechanical job which we can automate, and people then have more time to think about more strategic stories. So that is
fantastic. Fantastic. So I need you to write down exactly what you said. It's brilliant. Okay. So you write it down. Then after that, when you design a workflow for BB LightHouse, right? Then you explain why you're doing it. Okay. And the same with the Lighthouse Keep. So it's that kind of thing. When you explain it, then people know strategically what is the direction. Why are we automating workflow? We're not making people mechanical, but we're really automating it to free time up for the innovation and the strategic thinking piece. So it's brilliant. Joy, write it down, okay? Hong Kai, make sure she writes it down. And we need to publish that as well. So in our Kickstarter, you see all the different components. Each one will actually be flashed out eventually onto our website or our communications, you know? Yeah. Okay. So then what you actually do with it, then, right, the challenge is this. Now you have to see how you're going to get Allan and Tasha and the ambassadors, the 5 ambassadors, to be able to use the technology. So what may be very easy for us, and when we automate it, we know what we've automated, but if we build a design where the users may not deep understand the automation piece, then when that goes away, they may not be able to be self-sustaining. So what we want is to develop self-sustainability and the deep understanding. So while the automation may be very fast for us, but maybe we might have to take through the internalization of what has been automated.
Okay, I think this can be built step by step. For example, that like for example, currently you have two sections need to digitalize. The first one is the project management, because you need to log on that how long it takes for each person to work on which task, and this task belongs to which project, is something like this. And the second part is maybe the approval process. For example, you need to do the reimbursement, or you have any submission. So actually we can do it step by step. We can do the project management, and then once everybody get used to it, then we start to think about the approval, because I don't see the approval is very frequently used here for now. So actually the project management is more important. And for the project management, is quite simple. It's just by simply drag and drop. I think that Lighthouse Keeper then can just try to structure it. So what left for Allan and Natasha is to fill in the details and just drag the task block to the right project or to the right phase. For example, that as I present to you last time, can I share my screen?
Sure. Let me
Yeah.
let in.
Just a moment. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yep, it's coming up.
Cool. So actually that we have a lot of functionalities, which is only applicable to Bilberries Blue for now, is this project. So I go to this project page, and I can see that I have 3 projects. Of course, we can add one more. So one project is called the Lighthouse. You can rename it. And there are so many tasks, like prepare workflow. I can confirm it. And another one, financial state report, something like this. You can think about it. So for the prepare workflow, I can assign this task. So I just double click on it. I can assign this task to the right person. Either it's Joy or Allan or Natasha. I just choose the right person here. I just randomly choose one, and I can just whenever I finish a bit, I can move a bit. Then the project manager will be able to say that how long it takes for every single body to finish it. And also that we can add participants. For example, this task is a collaboration of Allan and Natasha and Joy. So I just add the 3 person here. So not one task, one person, but one task, multiple person will be assigned to this. You can share it to somebody. So those people who has the sharing right then can see this project, then cannot modify it. For example, that for my task, I give the Natasha the authority to read it, but Natasha cannot change it. So this is something that I can do. I just share with her. And also that I can specify what is the detail. For example, that Peng Yan, you gave me this task today, and I'm not quite sure about what is the detail. So we discuss. So I just note down all the discussion content here. So later on, I can always refer back. And also that for the workflow, attachment workflow, you can put some attachment here. For example, that I don't know how to do the workflow because I need to build a workflow based on Hong Kai's mission statement. So when Hong Kai, the mission statement is ready, so we can put the attachment here. So even when this project finish, people then can always go back to my task to say that, okay, Joy builds on this workflow based on Hong Kai's mission statement. They can always refer back to it. So the documents is saved in the correct place, and we don't need to so-called waste time on searching different documents. And we can put a reminder. So this reminder can be put by maybe Hong Kai, because Hong Kai says, okay, the deadline for this task is 5 days. And also that there is a reminder tell me that, okay, you still have 3 days to finish, 2 days to finish it. So I can link all the other elements on this platform, which is not applicable for now right now. So also that Hong Kai helped me to adjust by the mission statement get updated. So he can let me know that. So I will check again with him about the mission statement, and so that I can refresh on this part based on the new mission statement rather than the old mission statement. So we don't repeat the wrong task. We do it right. And also that you can, you can see the operation log. So this is, I think this is the log that you mentioned previously on each task, who has did what. So you will know exactly that what everybody did for this. Yeah, so even for every single action, so you can actually trace. And also that once you finish this preparation, you can go it to do, move it to the to do. So which is very simple. You just shift it to the right place, to do or in progress. Once you in progress finish, you can go like done. So we can name it as done. So actually you just shift all the finished tasks to the correct column. So it's very clear for you to see that which tasks are in progress, which tasks haven't started, still in preparation, which tasks we finished already. So just by simply drag and drop, for example, that Natasha, she can just write down for every, for example, she has this task, which takes her 3 days to finish. So every day she just read a bit what is the progress and move a bit. So once it moved to the 100%, she just move it to the right place. So which I think is not that difficult to use and understand. Yeah, so we try to make it very simple. And also that for project manager, you have different tools to check on the project progress. For example, the map mapping. So what tasks are in preparation, what tasks are to do, what tasks we are doing it right now, what has been finished. So you can see it very clear and also see what is the progress for different persons. And also you can see that who is handling which project. And once you click on it, you can see the detail of it. Yeah, so you don't need to go to different sheets to check on the detail for that. So actually that if we only use this module, so we just remove all this module, actually the price can be more reasonable. Yeah, so just to share with you that how easy it is, or whether you think it's easy or it's a bit difficult. And evaluate on this.
I think I can understand better now. So we slow it down. This is all project management only, right?
Yeah.
And the task is not even in here.
The task.
Project management has the task, right?
Yeah. So we go.
So we're all just on the collaboration modules, right?
Yeah. So everybody then can say the task only related to them, because maybe one person then handling multiple tasks.
Yeah.
Multiple projects. So every project then have 5 tasks. So yeah, you know what to do.
This might work very well. Hong Kai, what do you think?
Hello, can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very comprehensive, and every one of us can quickly see what each of us has done, especially when, like, with regards to communication with Allan and Natasha, you can follow on.
Yeah, and for them it's also very easy because they then have just their view to see, you know.
Yeah. And also that we have some free modules, for example, like this report, which is free on the platform. You can use it. For example, like for my company, I will write down like what I did today, my plan tomorrow, my week's task, something like this. So that's 1 or 2 minutes to write it.
It's teaching the training with the tools much better. I think Excel is very difficult. Excel is like so open, you know. Then you have to know how to already plan and design things. So a lot of people that I find also get stuck on Excel. That I say, why can't you use the Excel? Then they can't use it, and they can't run their department on it. They can't, and then we have to go and create all this. But I think this is more comprehensive, and because this has all the documents. So I think if you're all agreeable with this, then we will go with this. But Joy, we don't have a budget just yet until we
Understand. No worries with that. Yeah.
so we can still pilot it first without the budget.
Sure, we have the free version. Free version is not so comprehensive. Not all the functionalities are there, but
Okay.
it's still usable. You can
Yeah.
try.
Why don't we get onto it on the free version, so that we can start testing it if it works with Allan and Tasha. I think
Yeah.
before we even get grants for it, right?
Sure.
We have to see if Allan and Tasha can navigate this competently, fully,
Yeah.
Right,
So
Allan and Tasha, are you excited about this? Learning this new tool? Yeah. So on top of, but the basic knowledge and ability to use Google must still be there. Okay, Google Drive, iCloud Drive. So Joy, you're almost like planning the technology competence or skills. So maybe you can even do a chart of that first. What do you think in workflow management or workflow skill development, right?
Yeah.
What are the basic? Get the basic first, and then get this one. So have it very, very clear. And then when we present to the teachers, the parents, and the grants, people who approve grants, right? We can basically have this deck to show everything very concretely.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Actually, because I mentioned the workflow, no matter whether you digitalize it or not, is already there, right?
Yeah.
So one of the benefits of this kind of digitalization is to clear your mind. Because, for example, all the data are interconnected. So you go to your task, you know you will know the progress of every single one, every single project just by the mapping. And then if in the Excel, you need to create let's say the graph to say that, but the graph is graph. If you say something is too slow, you need to go to another worksheet to check the progress. Then it takes a lot of time. So when you are looking for another worksheet, probably you are thinking about other stuff already. So this is what happened. But what we can do is that when you find something is abnormal, you just click on it. You can check it quickly. So this is how we clear our mind with such a digitalization, just to not only digitalize it, make it fast, and also record on every step, but we also make all those data relevant. Yeah.
So, okay, so you will be in charge of all this and explaining it all and writing it down. So have a think of how you would explain to somebody, and also we can incorporate it into our website on our documentation that we share for others. Okay, so so it's 3:00 already. Do y'all have any more questions?
I have a question. Yeah, for the free account, so I will create for 5 of you. I count myself in. 4 of you first, or you want to include others as well?
I think at the start. Oh.
Okay. For the free account, we have a trial account. So for the first 7 days, it's trial account. You have all the functionalities. So after 7 days, it goes to the free account, free version.
I think you hold off first. I think let's work a little bit more first, so that we don't waste the 7-day window, because 7-day window we can actually go and do a lot more things. So maybe you just think. I think sit through first to get until you get the full picture. That all of us also get the full picture.
Yeah.
Then we will know exactly what to do when we get the account.
Okay, sure. And also that I think I can discuss with Hong Kai to know that what are the process, not only about the project management, or probably maybe the asset management, because you have library. In library you have a lot of books. So all the stuff that you're currently managing with Excel probably can be converted to the digital.
I'm not managing that much anyway, because I've just documented whatever I have in the budget. And we are actually managing through WhatsApp, if you've noticed, which also at this stage is okay. At the kind of like the startup stage is okay, but when you go into operational, full blown, you cannot manage a project through WhatsApp. It will be too much.
Especially when you are managing so many projects all together.
Yeah. For me, what I will do is I will start delegating to all of you already. That means my involvement will be less and less and less. It's just really kind of like the role of the mentor and the steward and the guide, that's kind of my intention. Once everything settles down, then like I say, I shift to funding, right? So I shift to the places where other people cannot do. Then once that I get that ready, settle down, then it has to be self-sustaining by the team itself.
Understand. Yeah, also, but I mean, because you are the management level of Bilberries LightHouse, so you may need some, let's say, the data analysis for every single project.
Eventually,
so you will know that which project need to improve and how to improve every single. So this is your task rather than joining to different worksheets to check.
I have a feeling it's like kind of like a quite a long learning journey, because we have the youth stewards, right? So if you adopt it for BB LightHouse, then BB LightHouse will settle down. Then if it's very, very good, then we will have the youth stewardship or the summer school, right? So youth stewardship, but it's more the summer school, because the summer school will take 1 year to plan. The summer school, So that one now, but once you plan it, maybe it's just the planning committee that gets the accounts. But at some stage, if everybody, the youth stewardship now, I mean, we target to have 100 people. So as I said to you, the cost will be very, very high if everybody is on it. So I don't know.
Think about how to help you on this in terms of cost. Either we cut all those unnecessary modules, to only pay for the service you need, and also for the discount, right? Because you are
this whole thing will be under not-for-profit. So it's essentially running a school that is like have a conference, right? It has a library, and it has all the people development kind of program,
Understand. Because as a company, my company, we probably also, what I'm thinking is that maybe I can say that our company is working with some NGO, so which can be a good image for our company. So I can use this reason to ask for discount.
That would be fantastic. We can partner with Viva under One Love.
I'm not sure how much discount I can get, but I will definitely try.
It's very exciting, Joy. So thank you very much for all your time and attention, and also now you're our volunteer and youth steward as well. So I think this is kind of like the direction for the future, where we keep raising up the digital ability of everybody. So I kind of feel this is the base level already. While there's Excel and all that, I feel this kind of workflow process and all that is actually already the base level, and we are giving the opportunity essentially to the youth stewards and the students and Allan and Tasha. Right? So, but like I said, you have to map it out first, and you have to map it out physically first, so that the real understanding is there. It's a bit like this. It's a bit like you think you know how to cook with a rice cooker, but okay, now rice cooker is not a good example. All of us cook through rice cooker. Or you think that you know how to, it's basically the reliance on technology is so high that you think you know how to do something, but when the technology zaps, actually you don't know how to do something.
I think it's true. Actually, the matter is about the quantity. For example, I previously worked in a French software company that are working for the supply chain management optimization. So what they are doing is that they have different modules. So one of the most famous module is the demand planning module. So they can help you to estimate what are the quantity to be sold of certain product in a region. For example, that what is the apple juice, how many apple juice will be sold in the 7-Eleven on the specific street. So then we'll do the estimation on this level. However, if you have 1,000 SKUs, so it's really hard to do it on Excel sheet. So that's why then try to do it with the software. So if you only have 1 or 2 projects, definitely it's good to use Excel. But if you have more than 5 or 10, so probably with software,
So
all of your time will be spent on this.
So my task for or request for you is to, I think maybe once you have hands-on experience with the Allan, Tasha, and the ambassadors, you will know what I mean. You have to go to the level where you really must learn the organizing skills, not by pressing a button, but really internalize what organizing means and test. And you have to set up that skill and you have to test it to make sure that because we're teaching, we're doing a preparation for life. So once you have a skill, once you know how to do something, with or without technology, you can do it. Of course, technology enhances it, but more important that you must have the skill. The technology cannot be, this is how people become de-skilled or obsolete in workforces, because their work pay and their work skills is basically on the level of technology. So then when the technology innovates, they don't know how to do it anymore, because that means they've been trained just for that, based on the technology. They've not been trained at the knowing how to do that skill.
Yeah, you are right. Actually, the same as what my boss taught me. So I always go with him to visit clients. So he always tell my clients that what we are selling is not software. We are selling the management styles. So actually, you can see that all the software from different countries, they are managed in different way. They are designed in different way because they are designed have with some specification for their own country's people. So it's something like this. So for example, that if you are using a Chinese software, so the way of design is a bit different from the American way of designing software, because the people who use it, they are getting used to different management styles. Yeah, so actually that what we are trying to say is that, so for this software is actually a management style, management thinking. Yeah, for example, for like every day you send me a daily report, you can submit it on paper, you can submit it via email for sure. It's just not out on the same platform. It's a bit difficult to manage, but you can still do it. Yeah, so with such a habit that we help the team members to clear their mind, what I have done today, what I need to do tomorrow, so I will be better prepared before I start my job tomorrow. So give you a chance to think about it. Yeah, so it's one way. And also because we have the approval process. So what my boss give me a task. So he quickly create approval process only for me because he think I need to improve. So on this workflow, what I need to do is that before I get in any meeting or meet any clients, I need to write down what is the agenda for that and what I should achieve and what help I can provide to my clients. Otherwise, I just to make friends. So actually all those management style. So and though we say that what we are selling is the management style, not the software, but we are not force our clients to use the management way we provide. We are trying to support our clients to to implement their management thinking faster way. For example, that if my boss asked me to write a proposal before I get in any meeting or meet any clients. So in the traditional way, I may write an email, I may write on the paper, I may just do a phone call to him, but he doesn't have time to manage that, to read that on time and provide me the feedback. So he quickly create a workflow on our platform. So this is how our tool can support you to implement any of your management ideas. Yeah, so just
so for me it's not, for me it's kind of, in a way, this is a traineeship program too. This is management training. This whole part of this whole discussion when we talk about governance is actually management and it's organizing. But my worry is that we end up managing each other rather than working with each other. So So that's why BB LightHouse is a project, you know. It's
it's
like a counterpoint to So I know what you're saying. So what you I know you got it already. So but where I am still going back, and it sounds very naggy, is that for Allan and Tasha, they need to know how to do it on their own, in their own way. Okay, whether is it paper, whether is it, we have to help them find the tools that suit them the best. And not so quickly jump into already a software solution. It works for us because we already use email and all that very comfortably. My even bigger question is, are even these things that we communicate that is so easy for us, is it really so easy for others? And I want to ask, I want to discover what is very easy for Allan and Tasha. It has to be easy for them so that they will be able to manage, they will be able to organize.
May I know how can they use Excel? I'm not quite sure.
You have to discover this. You have to work with them in order to discover this. This is the whole point of being BB LightHouse Keepers and Ambassadors, and enjoy the process. Okay, so this is not so much about, okay, we need to get this outcome or all that. Okay, it's really deep instilling the discipline, the deep empathy, the deep innovation, even, you know, between all of you. Yeah. And then Allan and Tasha might say, oh, this thing is too difficult for somebody like Allan. You can say it. You must give the feedback to Joy and Hong Kai. It's easy for you, but it's not easy for us. Then Allan and Tasha, you must come and think and then tell that I'm just listening, okay? I'm just listening. I'm just Auntie Pengan, okay? In case you fight, but you won't. But you must have this kind of thing. What is really easy for Tasha? What is really easy for Allan, so that they can be the lighthouse keeper, the leader?
Yes, you're right. I think I can teach Natasha how to use the Google Drive first. Then I will have a better idea. Because for me, I feel with the software is easier for me than Excel. I'm not sure whether it's the same for them, so I need to talk to them.
Yeah, and there is another component, which is the social creativity, right? So, you know, that's why some people just use the whiteboard rather than talking through that's why we need to meet in person. So these are the kind of all the other elements. But in terms of workflow, of course, the documentation of it, where it's auditable, I think, you know, a system is necessary. But then what is the distance between from, say, what Allan is finding easy to this, right? So anyway, I think all this is a discovery process. This is BB LightHouse. This is not another project where we have to go and you know, answer to clients or whatever, right? Or for profit. So take this time to enjoy the discoveries. I want you all to relax and enjoy the discovery, and something has to hit you when you interface with the lighthouse keepers and the ambassadors in person. Something has to hit you. And then that will create a catalyst, right, for your own deep desire to innovate the existing solutions. Okay, something like that.
To understand a bit more about, because I work in this industry, so I know different software, and I know
I understand you're coming from, and I understand your good intent and all that. But I'm saying is I have this experience, Washima has had this experience, you know, and this, I'm just sharing, and I think it's fine however the way is. But even like, say, if we were to work with the youth stewards in Kenya, it would be very different from in the Philippines. Maybe something they have, we don't have, something we have, they don't have, you know. So kind of more starting from that place, and then bringing what we have, instead of rushing to a solution, and let the solution emerge. And then make sure the solution is very robust and very inclusive. That means that everybody finds it easy to do. Because the joy of discovery and learning, essentially at the end of the day, it must be something that is not stressful. Although it's exciting to learn something new, but it cannot be so difficult until the members whom you are creating the placemaking and the programs for find it so, maybe not as easy for them.
Do you feel it's difficult?
Huh?
You
have to discover. I don't want to say anything. I will spoil. I will ruin your discovery. So, Allan and Tasha, what do you think of this session?
Actually, it was just so fun, you know.
It's so fun, huh?
Yeah.
What's so fun about it?
Because we learn everything. I will also learn. We also learn Google Drive as well.
You learn to what?
No, I learned Google Drive.
Google Drive, yeah. So
Yeah.
let's start with Google Drive, okay? And you put your files up there where Hong Kai asked you to put. Hong Kai is the file manager. He's the file police, and then if you're very good at Allan, you're very good at it, you can also be the file police, okay? So it's something like this, okay? So let's see how you have to put the files there, because remember all your write-ups that you sent to me, okay? You got to put it on the BB LightHouse Google Drive, okay? Yeah, if you're not sure how to do it, you can send it on the email to all of us. I'm going to give Joy the email as well, the BB email, okay? Tasha, I want you to practice your email, okay? So you send it to your email, and then after that you work with Joy to put it onto the Google Drive.
Put documents on the Google Drive.
Yeah, put your documents, okay?
Tasha has a document to put on the Google Drive.
Yeah, she has written quite a lot of things.
Oh.
Yeah, relating to the BB LightHouse. Actually, every single thing that y'all have written at the start since the BB studio, okay, Allan and Tasha, compile it all and send it into, either you pop it into the Google Drive or you put it into email, okay?
How can you help Natasha? Just online or?
Yeah, you can. Hong Kai has been doing online with them.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do WhatsApp. Use as many different technologies as possible. So that it becomes very natural for Tasha to be able to access this. And the more you practice, the more it becomes faster and easier for you. So yeah. So Tasha and Allan are not going to go onto the site because Tasha's mom is not comfortable. I think we'll go with that until October 25th, right? Yeah. So Allan and Tasha, you do continue to write your reflections, or you're working with Hong Kai anyway on the story. Okay. Do you want to do any more things until next week? You don't want to do any more things. You have any other thing you want to see? Hong Kai is going to be working very hard, on his stories and a lot of homework. Joy also has a lot of homework. So both of you, I think, may need a bit more homework. Do you have any homework for yourself?
Yes, I am my own work for myself.
Okay, I know. Allan and Tasha, can you all draw things? Can you all draw some things for the teachers and the parents and the students? Okay.
Yes,
so that once Hong Kai has written his things, we have pictures to put onto the BB LightHouse. So draw from your heart anything that you feel is relating to BB LightHouse. Okay, you can paint, you can make sculptures, Tasha? Okay, so both of you, I want you to go to your depth of your creativity, okay, in any form. Doesn't have to be writing, but if writing comes, you quickly write it down. So if you want to record a video, by all means do it, okay? We are upping the intensity of the talking about what BB LightHouse is. Okay, so instead of us, it's just a Zoom. We want more and more different ways of talking about what is your hope for BB LightHouse. What do you think BB LightHouse is for you? Yeah, draw it. Draw as well. Hong Kai, please draw as well. You know, whatever is inspiring you and moving you, you just go at it. Okay. So
Okay.
we will meet again next week. Hong Kai, anything
No,
to
nothing
close?
else.
Huh?
No, nothing else to add.
Yes, okay. Joy, anything to say?
Yeah, or when should I teach Natasha? Like this week? Or
Yeah, so we will do all these things week to week. Okay.
Okay,
So this is
before
this
next
week's
week.
homework. Yeah, this is this week's homework. I have to call it homework.
Can I teach her during the weekends or only the weekdays?
Can. We can, because you're working. So yeah. Tasha, you okay to work with Joy on the weekend, right? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So remember, the whole point of this, at the end of the day, even though we have to get grants and do all this accountability stuff, it's about friendship. Okay. Yeah. So enjoy yourself and enjoy discovering each other. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. I will go and patch up all my files and all that. Okay. After that, I'll see you all. So we keep Tuesday and Wednesday, roughly Tuesday or Wednesday free-ish around 2 o'clock, like this, 2 to 3:30, 2 to 3 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
I see you on Thursday. Bye,
See you next
BBLH.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tasha.
They're so happy.
Bye, Joy. See you
Oh,
next
wait. Oh, never mind. We forgot to take a photo. Never mind. Next Tuesday. Okay, bye-bye. Alan, you're in charge of photos, okay? That'll be on your list. Okay, to do. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.